No, actually, his last 10 starts
as a starter. Yeah. And I'm sure he is very discouraged. But you know what? I watched him very carefully in this football game. He's not playing badly.
Yeah.
He's making some great throws. He's still using his legs. He's still a very hard guy to bring down. He buys a lot of time with his legs.
He's fighting.
He is battling. He is competing.
He's fighting.
He's just surrounded by a lot of young football players. You look at his receiving core compared to the receiving core he had before. No comparison.
Okay, well, let's talk about Mike Riley versus Bo Levi Mitchell again. A lot more to that matchup, obviously. The Stampeders, who looked very good in all aspects of the game, offense, defense, special teams, taking on the Edmonton Eskimos this time in Edmonton. What do you think?
Well, you have to jump on these Calgary Stampeders early. They're just so well coached. They're so well disciplined. And I always talk about it. You know, they have Bo Levi Mitchell, who's a superstar, but there are no more superstars on that team. They're just a bunch of role players, but they don't mind doing that because they're winning. You know, Jerome Messam, every now and then he'll come up with some big games, but everyone steps up when they need to step up. When they need Marquay McDaniel to step up, he steps up. When they need Charleston Hughes to step up, he steps. Whoever it is, there's different guys stepping up every single game, and that's why this team is so good. They don't care who gets the credit. They don't care who makes the big plays. As long as they're winning, they're happy.
Yeah, depth. Right, in all three phases of the game. And I talked about some of the things that they do so well. And I forgot to mention when we were talking about that before about special teams. I mean, this is a team that is second in the league in punt returns. Their field kicker is second in terms of field goal percentage. It's like everywhere you look, the Calgary Stampeders are a team that does things well. For Edmonton now, this is a football team that I think is a decent team. It's their defense that's the problem. I mean, Mike Benavides has had a terrible time of it this year trying to replace the starters that were left out of the lineup. And, you know, we're looking at one of Calgary Stampeders' dangerous return men in Finch. So many guys that can hurt you. And Benavides got to figure out a way to stymie that offense.
And they add Philip Hunt. Remember him with Winnipeg, 08-09, goes to the NFL for 5 years. And I'll be interested to see what kind of difference he can make.
Calgary Stampeders, they're playing great ball, but everyone is beatable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone is beatable.
No question.
Yes.
And we haven't seen that since week 1 when it was BC beating them. They haven't lost since then. It is the rematch coming up at Commonwealth Stadium. Battle of Alberta, Part 2. Stick around.
Here we go. Look out here. Roy Finch with a hurdle. Roy Finch is going to score. Picked off. And it's Kenny Ladler down to the 5 to the end zone for the touchdown. Jerome Messam will score a touchdown. There goes Jerome Messam. Turning it on. Taking it to the end zone. Touchdown. Oh, my goodness.
5 days after the Battle of Alberta, heading north for the Labor Day rematch. Stamps look for the sweep. Eskimos the split at Brick Field at Commonwealth Stadium.
For the Edmonton Eskimos, the leader on their defensive line is Elmondo Sewell at that defensive tackle position. He leads the team in sacks with 7, 4th in the CFL. His hands are full tonight. He's got to handle Jerome Messam and Bo Levi Mitchell trying to collapse that pocket because Bo Levi Mitchell is on a roll. 36-7-1 career. 6-2 now against the Edmonton Eskimos.
And now 7 straight wins, unbeaten, and 9 for Dave Dickinson Stampeders, who have swept 5 of the 6 September series against Edmonton. On the other sidelines, Jason Moss, Eskimos back to 500. They're 5-5 and 3-3 on home turf as they kick off their 3rd of 6 consecutive games against Western opponents. And we got the head coach's post-mortem on the defeat in Calgary on Monday.
They had 4 sacks, we had none, which is hard to sack them. You know, they made plays. They made 2 big plays on us in the passing game with coverage, and then Bo made a couple plays with his feet. And so they made some big plays to me. I mean, I think they had 7 players with a gain of 19 or more yards plus a punt return touchdown. I think we had 1 player with more than a 15-yard gain the whole game.
Coach Moss talking about big plays, both sides of the ball, but he's right about one thing. The Calgary Stampeders do not give up sacks, just 10. Next closest team is Edmonton at 20, double the amount of sacks allowed. They've got to get to Bo Levi Mitchell.
So it was 45-24 on Labor Day Monday. Eskimos won the rematch last year, 27-16. The Stampeders have won 13 of the last 15 head-to-head regular season meetings. Grant Shaw's got it on the tee. Anthony Parker and Roy Finch are deep. Underway from Edmonton. Finch from his 8th. He had the punt return touchdown last week, and Mike Miller, who's been on fire on the teams, with an abrupt end to that kick return, and Miller now has 17 special teams tackles on the year. That's the league lead.
Hustling down, trying to set the tone physically, is the #1 tackler on special teams in the CFL. And there's some great ones, and that's a big start for Edmonton.
4 consecutive games of at least 3 special team tackles. So Bo Levi Mitchell gets set to go to work, coming off 380 passing yards and a couple of touchdowns 5 days ago. And he's rolling out of the pocket and throwing back, and it's a catch for Tavares Daniels, and the Notre Dame product up to the 50-yard line. Not as big a first play as last week when they hit for 53 out of the gate, but Daniels has 25.
With all the emphasis on trying to get to Bo Levi Mitchell, what does Dave Dickinson do right out of the gate? He drops him back, and then Bo just escapes outside, getting outside of containment. Very dangerous out there, and throws open Tavares Daniels inside throw, so he can turn and run with it.
4 for 57 on Labor Day for Daniels. First down at the 50. And the handoff to the star last week, Jerome Messam, but they're waiting for Messam, and he doesn't maybe get back to the line of scrimmage.
18 for 110 and 2 touchdowns rushing for Jerome Messam, his 3rd 100-yard game in the Labor Day matchup on Monday. There's the receiving for Marquay McDaniel, #1, but Kari Grant was the #1 target on Monday. And then an offensive line is going through changes again. They move Spencer Wilson in at center for Pierre Lavertu. Cumbre Williams at right tackle.
Season high 498 yards of offense as Mitchell throws, and the ball caught by Lamar Durant. And he does get a foot down and has a first down into Edmonton territory.
Good body to control here from Lamar Durant, because he had to find that sideline. It's like when you're a kid on the street, you just try to pretend that your feet are just inside the curb, and he gets that left foot down. Take another look here, make sure, well, it's blocked on that view.
Yeah, now ruling incomplete, as you could see the toe hold on the sidelines. And so
I thought he got inside it, but he didn't. Yep.
So the punt team comes on, and Kenzel Doe will drop deep for Edmonton. Rob Maver, so good at hitting the corner, does it again, and the momentum of Doe takes him out after a 54-yard punt.
Mike Riley leads the Canadian Football League coming in this week in yards passing, 3,315. He'd trade that in for a few more wins. 2 wins in his career, and this year 500.
Was sacked 4 times last week. Also 4 knockdowns of passes by the Calgary front.
That's a good one. Maybe an underrated defensive line, which is saying something when you have Charleston Hughes in your D-line.
So long field to start. From his end zone, has some time. Darrell Walker's got it, and he's home free. A first play, 104-yard touchdown for Darrell Walker.
How about that start? Blitz coming from the middle, Joshua Bell. Mike Riley knows the middle's open. And away goes Darrell Walker. He will not be caught from behind, guaranteed.
Biggest play of the year for the Eskimos. Darrell Walker goes over 1,000 yards on the season in style. That's his 7th touchdown catch of the year.
Check this out. Donnie.
Mike Riley needs some attention after taking a gash on the forearm on the hit after delivering the football, but an explosive opening play. 104 to the end zone, beating Tommy Campbell and outrunning the rest.
At Nissan, we love making.
Mike, take a look at this blitz again. There's Josh Bell, the safety. That means the middle is open. And then at the other end, Tommy Campbell has no help down the middle now. So on this throw, he's got to be careful to secure the tackle if this ball is caught, not play underneath it. He has to play high on this and bring down Darrell Walker, take the big gain, but not give up the touchdown. Gambled for the football and lost.
Jason Moss said yesterday we're going to throw the kitchen sink at them. Yes, the kitchen sink is the 104-yard play to open the game. Finch brought it out of the end zone, and a flag comes down as he's tackled just beyond the 25-yard line.
Boy, Mike Riley on that deep throw had to wait for a split second longer.
During the return, legal block, Calgary number 1. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Penalty against Lamar Durant, so now it's a longer field for Calgary.
Just a split second longer, and it's going to be Charleston Hughes who lines up back here on a delayed blitz. He's just checking, taking a look, and spying Riley, and then he goes, and as Riley's delivering that football, he gets walloped. I mean, hit hard. Has to get leaking a little bit on that elbow. Has to get patched up.
So the Stamps got the Eskimos off balance Monday with a long throw to Marquay McDaniel. Eskimos do one better with a 104-yard touchdown pass, and now it's Bo Levi Mitchell from the 6. What's he got in a response? Gets it out to Daniels, and he's contained at the 10 by the corner Court Parks.
I thought a couple of weeks ago the Edmonton Eskimo defense turned the corner. They get Philip Hunt in there, a couple of years, 5 years in the National Football League, former CFLer, and you look at that linebacking court. Kenny Ladler out of Vanderbilt starting to make plays as he's settled in, and then you've got a secondary with still the leader of that group, Patrick Watkins, on the corner.
They are ranked 8th in passing yardage out of the 9 teams, and a pass to Bakari Grant goes incomplete. Marcel Young, veteran boundary half, was over there defensively.
Bakari Grant, big game on Labor Day, but this time he's going to run this out, and there is the cover man, Marcel Young, who it's more aggressive on an out route like that, cut underneath the receiver. We saw that happen with Tommy Campbell on the deep ball to Darrell Walker, but that was in the middle with no safety help.
Oh, here's Mink. Blasting a good kick, Doe, 48-yard line. Up across midfield, 53 yards for Maver, and a huge hit at the end of the play. Well, Mike, but you saw the hit by Hughes. We'll see how Riley bounces back off that and whether he can continue this early momentum.
4-yarder Darrell Walker just blew by the 1,000-yard mark. Also 67 catches now and counting. Both he and Adarius Bowman projected and on pace for over 100 catches on the season. That's only happened one other time in CFL history. That was Dave Sapunjas and Alan Pitts for the Stampeders.
With Doug Flutie throwing the football. Pass into the flat for Corey Watson. And a flag comes down as he gets gang tackled in front of Dave Dickinson at the Stampeder bench. By the way, it's the first 100-yard game for Walker in his last 4 starts.
Yeah, he just blew by 1,000 yards.
Legal participation, Calgary number 20. 10-yard penalty, it's a first down.
So Matt Buckner left the field of play and came back in.
28,
excuse me. It's Brandon Smith, not Buckner.
John White, second game back from injury. One game for Shakir Bell, and one start was over 100 yards. There's Walker and Bowman. Bowman over 1,000 yards coming into this game this evening. 70 catches for him. Matt O'Donnell And Simeon Rotier at the guards.
So the Eskimos first down, Calgary 40. Chris Getzlaff, by the way, 10 yards away from 6,000 in his career. John White trying to cut back, but he is contained and finally brought down, led by Joe Burnett, the former Eskimo. Alex Singleton involved. Let's set this ferocious defense for you.
Yeah, I think Micah Johnson may be one of the most underrated interior defensive linemen in the league. We all know about Charleston Hughes. Take a look at the linebacking core. The leader for Calgary in defensive plays is Duron Mayo with 59. And boy, I like this secondary. Tommy Campbell cut underneath and gambled, but that's okay. That happens to everybody. Seontae Evans with 10 knockdowns. That leads the CFL.
Have allowed the fewest points this year. A flag comes down. Looked like Calgary was offside. Riley picks it up again and now throws it away. And we'll find out if indeed the Stamps were offside.
Offside. Calgary number 39. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
So Charleston Hughes ahead of the snap.
Yep, just a little hop into the neutral zone. Getting to Mike Riley, though. That's the second time he got there. Don't let 39 get in a groove.
So 2nd and 8. Pocket collapsing again. Riley in trouble, and he'll throw it away to avoid the sack as Alex Singleton unloads. So Riley's been hit hard on the opening 2 series of this game.
Alex Singleton starting for Taylor Reed in the middle, and he's going to get there again. A little bit of a delay. Charleston Hughes on the opposite side. On the right side is going to get double team. Matt O'Donnell and Deontay Batiste right there. But good recovery from Alex Singleton.
So Sean White comes on to attempt a 45-yard field goal. And some trouble there. Jordan Lynch trying to make something out of it, and the pass falls incomplete. And the Eskimos come away empty-handed as Lynch unable to handle the snap from center. So no attempt here, and it remains a 7-0 Edmonton lead.
And Jordan Lynch, if this happens ever in a game, he yells fire, and receivers got to hear that and escape. For this Edmonton Eskimo unit, it's Mike Miller. He hears fire, fire, fire. Now he heads to the flat, and he is actually wide open here, except for the pursuit from the Calgary Stampeders and Brandon Smith. That's a completion and a first down.
So totally by Mitchell to work as Calgary escapes without giving up further points. And Markway McDaniel has a first down close to midfield. I've never asked you before, how many completions did you throw out of the holding spot?
Yeah, a couple. And when you get in that situation, you just start screaming. And those guys on the edge they have a pass route, so they hear fire. They hit it. If not for Brandon Smith's pursuit, Jordan Lynch completes a pass, and the Edmonton Eskimos are still on the field offensively.
And maybe a big play, as you mentioned. Mike Miller was open. Here's Messam trying the left side, and he gets... Well, it looked like he got stopped at the line of scrimmage, but somehow advanced an extra 3, and J.C. Sherritt looked like he got nicked on the play.
You can guarantee this Edmonton defense, we're in meetings this week. You got Philip Hunt added to their defensive line with Marcus Howard still on the shelf with injury situation, and that you can tell that their goal is to control Jerome Messam. I won't say stop, because no one stopped him.
Mitchell fakes one way and then has to dump it off. Did he reach the line of scrimmage with Odell Willis after him?
Not sure he did.
Ruled incomplete. It'll be third down. Don't mind seeing where that ball landed.
Very close. but no flag. And no. And Calgary hustling to the ball to get this punt off before a challenge.
I think they missed something there. 43-yard punt by Maver. And Doe is brought down quickly downfield. Charlie Power, one of the top special teams guys. That's his 10th of the year. So Jason Moss has an early lead. Ryan Rashog will have more on the Eskimo head coach when we come back. As a player, now as the head coach of the Eskimos with more on Jason Moss. Let's join Ryan Rashog.
Yeah, Chris, Jason Moss knows all about quarterbacking the Battle of Alberta. He spent a lot of time working this week with quarterback Mike Riley. Riley was not happy with his mechanics in that opening game of the Labor Day back-to-back. And, you know, Riley said that it was a matter of his eyes and his feet not working together in tandem. As he was feeling the pressure, he wasn't making good decisions. And as he describes it, the eyes and the feet generally work together smoothly. He didn't like his reads, thought he was forcing things. So this week, he and Moss talked a lot about it. He'll be focusing on running through his progressions and not looking to freelance too much. He says the answer is always there if you're patient through your progressions.
First 5 games of the year, Riley averaged 385 yards passing, 278 the second 5. He's got Darrell Walker again, matched up against Tommy Campbell. And Russell down beyond the 20.
And when that defense starts to get laps, even the good quarterbacks in the league, you'll start to see the right try to go too fast through those progressions, and not just on a couple of sacks. You could see that Riley didn't have time to look at more than 1 or 2 receivers.
Second and short. Looks like they'll have the first down. It's the first time this year the Eskimos quarterback sacks in a game.
But if you can get the quarterback to start to look at the rush, look at the D-line attacking them, that means his eyes are off his receivers downfield, and he's going to be late on the throws.
First down, and Riley, a play action fake, goes to the wide side. There's Mike Miller. Oh, you play well on the teams and they get you into the offense too, and Miller has his first catch of the season.
I love it. That's how you do it. That's exactly how you do it. And Miller lines up as a tight end in this formation. He's just to the right corner of your screen. A little rollout on the play action from Mike Riley, and nice catch up the sideline, takes the hit. Earn your way into the starting lineup on offense or defense.
6-year man out of Acadia. Former linebacker that plays like one on the team but has been converted to offense for spot duty. Now it's Bowman making the catch. Incomplete. He was vulnerable there, and Ciante Evans separates Darius Bowman from the football.
Yeah, the ball was high and took a little bit too long to get there. It was a tight spiral, but it was up and a little bit high, and you can see Bowman has to go and try and gather it in, and he takes a hit from Ciante Evans. These corners have made their plays. Tommy Campbell, second on the team. Defensive plays with 50. Ciante Evans, he has an interception, leads in knockdowns, as I mentioned.
9 knockdowns in the last 5 games. 2nd and 10. Dropped up. And there's Getzlaff stretching for 10. And if it is, he just stretched for 6 yards. Give him enough for the first down. So exactly at 6,000 yards in his 394th CFL catch.
Been a favorite target of Mike Riley, and you can bet it's guys like Getzlaff who know the league so well in the CFL that'll make the big play when you least expect it.
Riley out of the pocket, steps up and runs up around the 53-yard line. So 7 for Riley on the ground. He had 46, a season high on Labor Day.
Nice job by the left tackle, Tony Washington, on that last one to keep Charleston Hughes high and wide on Riley in the pocket. So he saw a running lane up the middle.
2nd and 3. And flags fly. Pre-snap motion.
Procedure. Edmonton number 67. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
And that is the right tackle, D'Anthony Batiste. So it's 2nd and 8 instead of 2nd and 2. Jason Moss mentioned yesterday that 19 times on Monday they were in 2nd and long, as they are right now. That's 7 yards or more on 2nd down. Not once were they ever in 2nd and medium, 4 to 6 yards.
Trouble. That's hard. That makes it very tough.
Like Micah Johnson jumped ahead of the snap. That ball incomplete. Ciante Evans again defensively, but I thought 93 was ahead of the snap of the football.
Yeah.
And the indication is against Calgary.
I think he was.
Offside. Calgary number 93. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Real wide split there for Micah Johnson, who moves from that tackle spot to the end. And Coach Dave Dickinson doesn't like these early penalties.
Everybody's quick twitching on the Labor Day rematch. So they go back to 2nd and short. John White straight ahead, and he won't get there. Just to midfield, but it's going to be 3rd and 1.
3rd and a full 1.
White 11 for 50 on Monday.
Tried to just pound it in there, but he was met in the hole.
Might even be more than a yard. It's marked short of midfield, and they've got to get inside the Calgary 54, so this is more than a yard, and the offense stays out. As you can see, 11 for 12 on 3rd and 2 or less, and he's not going to get there. Not unless that pile gets pushed, and it's not going anywhere. And so the Eskimos look like they've turned it over on downs for the 2nd time in this first quarter.
It's back-to-back plays where John White just tries to power his way through the middle. Well, first play, it was Brandon Smith who cut him off.
Excuse me, Suits. They get a better spot than I thought, and yet it still looks short. But we're going to get a measurement.
He kept digging in there. The legs kept churning. You could see. Look through that pile. You could see his legs still digging. You got Mike Riley pushing the entire pile from behind. Mike Riley's not going to stand and watch all that happen. He's getting his nose dirty, but they're short.
Yeah, they had to get inside the Calgary 54, so a couple of turnovers on downs for the Eskimos. First the muff field goal attempt, and now White comes up short.
Well, let's go back and take a look at the sequence. First of all, the 2nd down play, Brandon Smith's going to cut underneath, and the block is missed here by Corey Watson. Smith gets to White in the backfield immediately. That sets up the 3rd down gamble, and they plug it up.
Well, those are mistakes that Calgary has not made much this year, but on cue they have a gaffe here that's nearly costly. Messam mishandled what looked like a direct snap, and that was one issue for Calgary last week. There were a few too many footballs on the ground, and Calgary ended up recovering, but they were playing with fire. And that was a direct snap to Messam.
Yeah, you could tell the way Messam was sort of leaning that way, and he was even closer to Bo Levi Mitchell than he normally is. Look at Messam right beside him, and then ball just outside, tried to kind of one-hand it with his left hand, didn't get there.
2nd down.
Phillip Hunt almost stole that one.
So it's an 8-yard loss. Back to the Calgary 45, 2nd and 18. And Mitchell throws over the middle. Lacey brings it down. Lacey has his 2nd interception of the season. And Mitchell throws his 2nd in as many games as the Eskimos get a takeaway back.
Well, you don't see this very often from Bo Levi Mitchell when his defense creates a turnover, and it was a turnover on downs. And then he comes out and will always take advantage of that, put points on the board. But this time he doesn't read Dion Lacey falling underneath Bakari Grant here from the linebacking position. And he opens his hips, Lacey, nicely to cut underneath that throw. Second pick of the year for Dion Lacey.
Pick 6 against Montreal to seal a win here at Commonwealth, and for Bo Levi Mitchell, just his 6th interception of the year. So Edmonton gets it back. First down around the 45. Play action fake. Darrell Walker beats the first man and the second, and has a first down into Calgary territory.
Well, turnovers often a story in determining who wins and loses, and sure is when you take a look at the last 5 games, Calgary and Edmonton. Those big losses for the 4 turnovers, 8 turnovers total in the West Final.
14 more for Walker, his 6th 100-yard game of the season, already at 127 here in the opening quarter. Riley rolling and now takes off. Puts his head down and drives to the 45. We've got a flag on the play after a 7-yard gain, and that flag's in the Calgary defensive backfield.
There's no infraction on the play. Second down.
Well, I'm surprised Jagarrett Davis is still on the field. He tried to recover to containment there and got blocked at the point of attack on Riley, and like he did the splits. I'm surprised that he didn't pull a muscle on that last play, but he looks like he's fine.
Davis the bookend for Charleston Hughes today in the absence of Frank Beltre, who getting back in the lineup, coming off an injury on Labor Day. And here's Bowman with the catch, hanging on Brandon Smith, but Darius Bowman has another catch, and the chain's moving for Edmonton on the final play of the opening quarter. Well, it started with a bang and a 104-yard touchdown from Mike Riley to Darrell Walker. Squandered a few other chances and lead by 7 after 1 quarter. Starts offensively, they took care of that with 1 play, and that's probably the biggest difference on the stat sheet.
Yeah, the Edmonton Eskimos passing number is 104 yards in the 1 play in the opening sequence to Darrell Walker. He's over 1,000 yards. Darius 1,000 yards, and as we mentioned for over 100 catches, and I was caught off guard by that, finding out that it was only happened 1 time with Pitts and Sapunjas.
Of course, those 2 guys were on pace for 2,000 yards until the last couple of games. They had late. Walker's changing that so far here this evening.
Yeah, it cooled, and partly due to a little bit more emphasis on the run game, and Shakir Bell was part of that too when he started over 100 yards rushing.
So we start the second quarter, 1st and 10. At the 26, and here is John White trying to get outside, strung out and finished off, and there's Jagarrett Davis. Boy, he covers a lot of territory.
Well, he does, and he's a big man, and that's why I saw him recover to get to the containment on Riley on that previous play. He did the splits, but he's okay physically, and look at him. He redirects, hustles down the line. His teammates string out John White, and he's there ready for the big hit. That's 240, running into 186.
White gets 4, 2nd and 6, so they're in that 2nd and medium, and they swing it to White, and he tries to crawl his way to the first down. Looks like he should be there. And it is another Edmonton first down.
Key here for Mike Riley is to continue to retreat. When he's got screen play, he knows that the O-line's going to hit, take a 1 count and then let their D linemen go. They want the D linemen to be up the field and beyond the line of scrimmage so they can screen behind them.
Eskimos #1 in second down conversions so far this season. First down here, going to take a shot to the end zone. Bowman, touchdown! What a readjustment, and Adarius Bowman is in the end zone, a 26-yard touchdown.
I think that was Tommy Campbell. So a guy who's been making plays all season on that corner. As I mentioned, #2 is victimized twice, but it was almost a play that is impossible to defend. He's in good position, but Bowman gets that back shoulder throw, adjusts to the ball in the air. Not much you can do about that.
So there's that 1-2 punch. Walker, then Bowman. Bowman's 6th touchdown of the year, just his 2nd in the last 7 games. Sean White has the extra point. 6 plays, 66 yards. And Riley on the money to Bowman for the major.
Here, Darrell Walker inside and Bowman down the rail, and watch how that back shoulder throw, and Bowman how he plays it so well. Back shoulder throw right here. That ball's over here, but look at Bowman still looking this way as if it's a normal fade route type throw, and then at the last second he flips his hips, turns to the outside, and makes a great catch.
So the Eskimos convert that Dion Lacey interception into a major score. Finch on the return, up beyond the 30.
Well, it takes a veteran receiver, Chris.
Let's go, Eskimo Nation. We just getting started.
It's a good start. But it takes a veteran receiver to look that long in the route over his right shoulder and then flip his hips around just at the last second. Tommy Campbell is reading the eyes of Bowman going down the sideline. He's looking like it's a fade, so he wants to stay on that inside position. And then Bowman, as the ball arrives, just flips around with confidence.
40th career touchdown. He's been contained so far. Armando Sewell in the middle of it, along with Jabari Hunt.
Just 3rd carry for Jerome Messam, but all 3 have been shot down by the Edmonton defense. Armando Sewell here is going to be in charge of kind of collapsing that middle and not allowing a rush bubble for Jerome Messam to hit. You got to contain him. Have so far.
Messam 115 on Monday, 64 in the 4th quarter, including a pair of touchdown catches, and that pass too high for Anthony Parker to bring down. And boy, we haven't seen Calgary out of sync like this maybe this season.
No, you're right about that. Don't see this kind of, you don't see 2 and outs from this Calgary offense very often.
Second 2 and out and a turnover so far, 4 punts and an interception in their 5 possessions in this first half.
A little pressure on their defense now. That Calgary defense got to get a stop.
Not a great punt either. And Kenzel Doe, boy, he got closed down in a hurry. That's William Longley, one of the many excellent special teamers for Calgary. That's his 10th special team tackle. Going head-to-head, the Alberta rivals, and the green and gold with the upper hand so far. Halftime, the GMC Precision Playbook, and tonight Glenn Suter tells you all about the basics of man-to-man coverage.
Tommy Campbell back to fundamentals, whether it be Darrell Walker or Darius Bowman.
It's interesting because you always hear the DBs talk about technique, and we'll find out a little bit more at halftime. At this point on Monday, it was 21-0 Calgary. Nate Kuhorn, the former Calgary Dino, the catch, and flags fly as looks like the Stamps got the face mask of Kuhorn after the 7-yard pickup. They'll tack on more.
And you're digging yourself a hole. The first thing you do is stop digging. That's what the Calgary Stampeders have to do right now. They're just one mistake turns into the next mistake.
There's no flag on the play. Second down.
Well, that's a couple they picked up so far.
A couple mistakes by the officials that they've corrected before they made the call. But let's see why they thought it might have been. Well, the left hand was up around the face mask, but it was the jersey the entire time, and a good job by the officials to correct it and get it right.
So 2nd and 3. Eskimo 51. John White again snuffed. Boy, the run game hasn't been able to get going. Micah Johnson, one of the big reasons.
Again, tremendously athletic for a guy that played defensive tackle at 280 pounds. I think one of the most underrated defensive tackles in the Canadian Football League. We don't put him in the Armando Sewell, Ted Laurent type of discussions often enough, and we should.
So it's the first Eskimo 2 and out. Shaw outside the numbers. Finch had the big return last week, and he skips out of bounds just beyond the 35-yard line. Well, Labor Day, Jerome Messam with 115 yards on the ground, and overall 159 on 24 touches, his busiest game of the year.
Couldn't control it. And you get that run game breaking down the defense, it opens everything else up. Play action, ball over the top, deep balls, big plays, and that's what Calgary did on Labor Day. So far in this one, 3 carries for Messam for just 6 yards. Very different story in that Edmonton defense obviously made it a
Legally
point of focus.
downfield on a kick, Edmonton number 12. The penalty is declined as the gain was greater. First down.
So the Stamps will start at their 36 and trying to find some traction here.
Important series for Bo Levi Mitchell. Get this offense going and start believing again.
8 300-yard games, 3 straight in that department. Thanks to Messam. Anthony Parker at a big Labor Day is up around the 44-yard line.
Anthony Parker has really come on. I mean, he's taken another step in a big way. He ranks 2nd on the team receiving. You mentioned last week, Labor Day, big showcase game in the regular season. He had 81 yards in that one.
Touchdown?
And a touchdown. And I just watch his development. It's fun to see. Great young Canadian, University of Calgary, coming into his own.
Career numbers already, and here we are just in game 11. Big Messam. There's positive yards, but a flag dropped in the backfield as Messam was brought down, and it's going against Calgary. And
still second down.
Again, rare to see them shoot themselves in the foot, but they're doing it here in the opening half. The least penalized team in the league takes another costly one.
It was Rob Cote. He lined up as a defensive end, tight end as the fullback moves up to the line of scrimmage. He got caught on the holding right at the point of attack. Lots of 2nd and more than 10 already for Calgary.
Pressure on Mitchell, got away, looks downfield, Pacargrid's open, can't make the catch as he stretched out, and it falls off his fingertips.
Was it Al Pacino? The inches we need are everywhere around us, and Bo Levi Mitchell is trying to get things going here. He escapes the pocket, said it many times, best in the league at it. Negotiating that pocket and just misses.
Grant, who had a terrific Labor Day too, 6 for 95 and a touchdown. Denzel Doe with a flag down, steps out at the Eskimo bench.
That was on any given Sunday, by the way.
Believe you've used that quote before. Well, more than a few inches for Darrell Walker and Darius Bowman. And the Eskimos have a 2-touchdown lead here in the opening half. Shootout at Tim Hortons on Monday night. 85 points on the board. Here it's a 14-0 Eskimo lead, and Mike Riley almost matching his Labor Day numbers, at least yardage-wise, here in the first half.
Man, he's got his big two involved right away. Darrell Walker in the first play, Darius Bowman the last touchdown, so they're engaged and in the game.
6 different receivers so far, second and short, and there's White. And this time he'll push ahead for the first down.
Hard running in there. John White's been taking some pounding in the middle from Alex Singleton and Duron Mayo. That defensive line for Cal, you see him just trying to shake it off. He's already all scarred up. Look at the jersey.
We saw Messam on Monday. We saw Jeremiah Johnson last night, and it looked like the run game was starting to take over a bit, but the run defenses here have been stout in the first half. Here's a counter to White, and he'll get 5 off the left side on that game, setting up second and medium. So they get to use that part of the playbook in the rematch. It was interesting to hear the coach because he had the numbers down about conversions, and you're more likely to convert twice as often from second and medium than second and long. Low snap, scooped up by Riley. Anybody home? That pass out of the reach of Kuhorn, and they don't convert this time on second and medium.
That low snap from Mike Riley may seem like a small thing. I mean, he kind of bent down to grab it and did cleanly, but it takes his eyes off the coverage. It takes his eyes off his receivers and the downfield coverage by Calgary. So when he gets back up and stands up straight, now he has to focus in on it again. And it seems like a small thing, but it can be a difference maker, and they got a punt.
Jordan Lynch quarterbacking this punt team, and now they snap to Shaw, who just got it away. And Finch from his 26, 45-yard punt, and the cover team gets the job done. Led downfield by Ryan King, the long snapper.
Very similar to the way they approach the game. Head coach Dave Dickinson and Bo Levi Mitchell on knowing where the breakdowns are and making the adjustments. And they were talking on the sideline through that entire Edmonton offensive sequence and trying to get things straightened out. We're just inch or two away for some big plays.
Last 3 weeks, 1,043 yards of passing, over 70% in each of the last 3 games, but at 40% so far. Flag comes down, and the pass over the middle caught by Durant and immediately taken down by J.C. Sherritt.
A lot of weapons for Bo Levi
Offside,
Mitchell.
Edmonton, number 99. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
But one of the newcomers to Mike Benavides' defense, that's Michael Buchanan offside.
And clearly, Mike Benavides emphasized the containment of Jerome Messam, especially on first down, and that would be the responsibility of the front seven primarily, although secondary also could help with run support.
1st and 5 straight ahead, and Messam powers his way to a first down up at the 45. But more like the Messam we've seen dominate this year.
So Benavides, defensive coordinator, trying to control Messam on first down, get Calgary in second and long, and Calgary's kind of hurting themselves here tonight because they're getting those penalties.
First down, Mitchell over the middle, pass is caught, and Anthony Parker wrestled down by Patrick Watkins after a 5-yard gain at the 50. Well, they're going to give him the 51, so make it a 6-yard pickup.
And they're grinding now. Calgary's grinding now. They're a little something going, convert this one, and now you got a back-to-back first downs. And
It's that little gesture with the hand. Was that the lighter? He's starting to get things smart. There's another first down. And they're now into Eskimo territory. Bakari Grant out at the Edmonton 50.
boy, the timing on this out route from Bakari Grant and the throw, just bang on. I mean, ball's in the air now, and he turns around and catches it.
Bakari lost his shoe.
Objectional conduct, Edmonton number 41. 10-yard penalty, first down.
And was that Odell who threw the shoe? Because he had to go get the shoe from
Did he throw it in the stands
behind
or
the
what?
bench. Guys are looking for that.
Well, someone went back there and got it, threw it back to him anyway.
Bakari's got to go to the sidelines and relace up.
Pit crew to change a tire.
Hitch in the backfield now, and Markway McDaniel takes that little hitch, and he's dropped at the 33. Philip Hunt with the tackle, and Odell takes a penalty for the shoe toss.
There he is right there to the right. He's right up here. Yeah, there, and he just grabs, he sees the shoe. He's like, yeah, I'll just throw that over there. Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Isn't that a...
Just trying to keep the field clean. Mitchell got a lot of steamboats. And now finds somebody downfield. Durant went up and unable to bring it down. Brandon Thompson in coverage.
Well, that was coverage that was causing the problems for Bo Levi Mitchell, because he had all kinds of time. I mean Mitchell. Here's Lamar Durant. I'll get it right. Watch as he's going to work back to Mitchell, but Mitchell has all day. I mean, all day in the pocket. Finally tries to get it in there, but a little bit of a high throw.
So Rennie Paredes in his 100th Canadian Football League game surveys a 40-yarder. Matador keeps the streak alive. It's now 32 consecutive field goals, and he's within 18 points of 1,000 in his career after that. So the Stampeders are on the board. A reminder that today, grab your camera and film your life, then upload your story to CanadaInADay.ca.
Both cheer teams here. The rematch. Dance rivals.
Eskimos start at the 35. Pass underneath to the veteran Getzlaff. He has his second catch of the game and a 6-yard pickup. Just one catch on Monday, but as we mentioned earlier, has gone over 6,000 yards in his 9-year career. Mike Riley, 219 last week, 209 so far in the opening half, and he'll add to it here. John White wide open, and right down the sidelines, finally pushed out at the Calgary 37. 32-yard pickup at the 3-minute warning. John White out of the backfield, and the Eskimos get a big play to move back into scoring position. It's an 11-point lead late first half. Once a receiver, always a receiver, huh? First down Eskimos, and there's Corey Watson. Gets a block from Darrell Walker, and then gets swarmed at around the 28-yard line.
Well, the Calgary Stampeders have got to get a stop here. I mean, even the field goal attempt, field goal not terrible. This is a big series here for Devon Claybrook's group.
Only once this year have the Stampeders given up double-digit points in a quarter in the first half. And that was last week in the second quarter against Edmonton, and some of those points came off the Kenny Ladler pick 6. But they're in danger here of doing it again. The Eskimos have a first down there, threatening to score. Already a touchdown in the second quarter on the catch by Adarius Bowman.
Claybrooks be tempted to send pressure here, but he got burnt on it in the first play and may not go back to it.
Fake that handoff. Riley has time. Underneath it goes. Watson another catch. Taylor Reed into the game, and he makes the tackle after a 7-yard Eskimo gain.
Interesting coverage here from that defense as Josh Bell, the safety, is right here, and when he gets to Darius Bowman, he just takes off to cover. Bowman covers a lot of ground. That's an interesting call to ask your safety to come up out of the middle of the field like that and cover a flat route.
Second and short, dumped off. White's got another catch. Here's White inside the 10. Another first down. That's the 10th reception by an Eskimo not named Bowman or Walker. I think that's significant that they're spreading it around and not just the big 2.
Yeah, and also, could mean that when Calgary does roll coverage, if Walker and Bowman are on the same side, like into the short side of the field, for instance, they could roll their coverage that way, which means Riley would take the ball the other side, and that's why they're spreading it around.
So the Eskimos started on their own 35. This is the 7th play of the drive. First and goal, Calgary 8. And it's White. Down around the 5-yard line. Charleston Hughes brings down White after 3.
I think Charleston Hughes just basically gambled here, left his responsibility. He's seen this set before. He's a veteran. He recognizes it, and watch how quickly he reacts and just leaves all kind of containment, doesn't care about it, just slides in to make the tackle. He just read that play and played the play.
We got an injured Eskimo, Nate Kuhorn, shaken up and getting attention.
Don Matthews used to say that all the time. One of the great coaches in this game's history used to say all the time, if you see it, play it. That's why you're out there. Just trust your instincts. And if you read something and you see the play, just go ahead and play the play. And I think that's exactly what Charleston Hughes did on that run play.
Just don't be wrong.
Well, if you're wrong, you get a minus, and the coach will be on you. But they want you to do it, encourage you to do it, especially with veteran players. I mean, take care of your responsibilities, yes. Alignment, assignment, execution. It's always first. But if you see it, play it. And that's one of the great things about guys like Don Matthews, like Wally Buono in BC. They want their players to go be athletes. Can they get the stop, though? That's the Calgary Stampeders.
But as you mentioned, it helps to be a 9-year vet where you've been there and done that and have the confidence that you can gamble at times. And now set up second and goal from the 5. And instead of losing contain and maybe already watching a touchdown celebration. Riley out of the pocket, back corner, incomplete. Wanted Walker, but Tommy Campbell with terrific coverage.
Well, this time there, Devon Claybrooks mixes things up. He's going to move Micah Johnson to Charleston Hughes' spot, move Hughes, that veteran presence, more in the middle, so he can read and react, play both sides, and plays underneath those crossing routes. And the Calgary Stampeders do get an important stop, force a field goal.
Junior Turner, Alex Singleton with pressure on Riley to rush the throw. And so Sean White comes on, but we've got a fake. Jordan Lynch, unbalanced line. And now everybody point at each other.
Wow. And this is where the video official can really help the on-field officials. Who flinched first? Who moved first? Did any of the offensive players come out of a three-point stance? Three-point is the hand on the ground.
And was this a design play or just designed to try and draw Calgary offside?
Yeah, almost looked like that.
Procedure, Edmonton number 66. Penalties declined. Still third down.
So Matt O'Donnell called for procedure.
And I think that's exactly what it was, Chris. That's a good call. That Jason Moss just shifted the formation, made it look like they were going to fake it, and then tried to draw him.
Stamps declined the penalty, make the angle a little tougher, but no problems for White here in the final minute, as it once again is a 14-point Edmonton lead. Well, we saw Charleston Hughes prominent on the stop there for Calgary, and he talked about how dominant and how everything's been working for Calgary up until tonight.
Morale is high. You know, our quarterback's playing at a high level. The receivers are rallying behind them. Offensive line is blocking for them. And, you know, the team chemistry is at an ultimate high, you know. And it's great playing when it's like that because the game becomes fun. It becomes not just your job. It becomes going to work and having a good time and knowing what it takes to win.
Boy, they've been on a roll, but you can see it's not as much fun tonight. And by the reaction of Charleston Hughes, they got to go and regroup and get everybody going back. You can't take for granted that you're going to just show up and continue with that momentum. You got to go back to the drawing board every single game, and they'll do that at halftime. Don't be surprised at all, though, to see Bo Levi Mitchell come back in the second half, start slinging it.
See what they do on this final drive of the first half. 2nd and 6, running out of time, and he'll get dropped. There is a flag, and we're the Eskimos offside. No sacks for Edmonton on Labor Day.
I think they were.
Offside, Edmonton number 99. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
So it's Michael Buchanan called for offside, and it's going to be 2nd and a yard now.
J.C. Sherrod kind of drew his teammates offside. He was trying to go on a blitz. He jumped into the line, and everybody flinched.
2nd and 1, Messam. Second effort, he'll have the first. Looks like they're about 20 yards from Paredes' range here.
Absolutely. And time for 4 plays.
Pressure on from Odell. Mitchell gets away and throws low, incomplete. A couple of receivers in the same spot, and that's usually a problem as Parker and Durant talked it over.
Boy, once Bo Levi Mitchell got out there, he could have planted, stopped, and waited for a receiver to open. I mean, Odell basically geared it down, and you got Mitchell could have stopped there, waited, and not trying to make this very difficult throw. Also had an open Marquay McDaniel more in the middle, who just planted his feet and looked downfield.
Second and 10. More pressure from Willis. Mitchell on a roll, throws complete. And a big catch is made by Tavares Daniels. And now they're on the fringe of Paredes' range, but time for one more play.
Try and work the sideline, probably the short side of the field. Once again, escaping to his right. Del Willis got to keep contain out there.
Got a hustle here. And down he goes to the 40. And, well, there was 1 second on the clock. And when I looked up, let's see if the officials are going to. Tim Croker's going to, he's going to say it's over. And clearly it wasn't. Dave Daniels said, or Dave Dickinson said there was 1 second left. And now the officials will talk about it. And one of the reasons there's an eye in the sky as well, but let's find out.
They're holding the Edmonton Eskimos.
Yeah.
Edmonton was trying to get to the locker room here, and there's the clock in their left corner, and down there,
clearly
2-1, and clearly I think there's 1 second left. And that clock you saw is the official clock in the stadium here. I think he was down by contact. Also, when the whistle actually blew to stop the play.
Now they're going to put 2 seconds on the clock.
But you're right.
There are 2 seconds on the game clock. It is second down.
You're right. The video official knew this year can help them get that right. And clearly they've made the adjustment and the correction, given Ernie Paredes a chance.
Tim Croker's watching the play, and after it was over, he looked up and the clock had drained. But as you saw, Grant was down. And so from 47 yards out, this would be a bit of a boost into the locker room for Calgary if Ernie Paredes can put it through. But he is wide, and his streak is over after 32 consecutive. And Kinzeldo might have some room down the sidelines. Paredes can't stop him, but slowed him up, and Rob Cote will make the touchdown-saving tackle. So Paredes misses for the first time after 32 consecutive. 17-3 at the half. Here's Rod.
Thank you, Chris. Looked for a moment like the half was done. That's a whole lot of drama in one final play as the Paredes streak comes to an end. And who knows what Doe was doing there if Edmonton could have put more points on the board. As it stands, much better than it was on Monday, on Labor Day, for the Edmonton Eskimos. Back with Jock Climby and Milt Stegall. One of the things we talked about in this game, if it was going to be an Edmonton victory, they had to start a whole lot better, and their defense had to be a lot better on Bo Levi Mitchell. Well, so far in this game, we're seeing it. Let's talk about the Eskimos right out of the gate. Their first play from scrimmage is a touchdown of 104 yards.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out whether the Calgary Stampeders were listening to me in the pregame talking about how they're basically invincible and no one can beat them. Because actually the defense that they played right at the beginning is actually arrogance.
Yes.
And we talked about it as soon as we saw it. They go cover 0 on the very first play. When they're back, the team backed up. They got Darrell Walker running a post against Tommy Campbell, who's got no help in the middle. They are bringing the house on the very first play because they're smelling the safety. But look what they do here. They bring their safety from depth. I can tell you, this is the worst defense in the entire world. It should never be run because you're not going to get there. Look how long he has to throw the football. It doesn't work. And poor Tommy Campbell's out there all by himself. Now, the second mistake, you talk about arrogance, he undercuts the ball. He takes it this angle rather than taking that angle and just protecting the touchdown. Overconfidence, arrogance, call it whatever you will, that results in a 105-yard touchdown, and that is not the way you want to start a football game. I don't know what's going on with these Calgary Stampeders, but I don't recognize them right now.
Well, yeah, confident bunch, but they certainly got burned right out of the gate. And as for the defense of the Edmonton Eskimos, they certainly got burned a lot against Calgary. This has been a different story so far.
Totally different story. You remember last week they got burnt for 498 yards. I mean, it was, what, 24 points in the first half? Not so much in this first half today. They're playing great ball. They're doing everything correct. They're all over their receivers, not letting them get any room. Deon Lacey right here, one of the most versatile players in the CFL, makes a great play from his weak side linebacker, and they're not allowing Messon to get going. So it's great what they're doing for this first half. Remember last week, they've given up 24 points, only 6 points this week. But don't get complacent, don't get happy, because we know Bo Levi Mitchell could come out and have a great second half, but they need to keep it up.
Yeah, clearly quite a difference in offense so far in this game, although a lot of it because of that one play that you just talked about right at the beginning of the game. When we come back, highlights and reaction to the Banjo Bowl in Winnipeg. Stick around.
The Battle of Alberta, the Labor Day rematch. And then some time. Darrell Walker's got it. And he's got 30. The first play, 104-yard touchdown. Going to take a shot to the end zone. Touchdown. There's that 1-2 punch.
Here's Jock with the stats.
Well, Mike Riley, the leading passer in the Canadian Football League, maybe not a huge surprise, but he's having a whale of a game. I don't know what's going on the other side, though. 103, 55% passing for Mitchell. He's looking to turn things around here in the second half, without a doubt.
Darrell Walker, over 100 yards receiving on his very first catch, of course, for that touchdown. Here he is with Ryan Rashad.
Darrell, a great start offensively for your team. When do you find out that you're going to take a shot like that on the first play of the game, and how much do you love it when your coach is willing to?
Didn't find out until we got into the huddle, really. We huddled up that first play because we had a little time. When I heard the play call, I just knowing got to run this route hard. Got to run the route hard. I know Mike going to look for me, and it worked out, and we scored first play of the game. You can't beat that. Fast start to a game.
I know it was a sluggish start to your last game offensively. What does that do for the offense as a group to strike like that so early?
It gets us in rhythm. You know, we wanted to come out and play fast today, and that's what we did. So we're just trying to stay consistent and come out and keep executing the second half.
Thanks, Jarrell.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Sixth time this season, Walker's over 100 yards receiving that leads the Canadian Football League. The Eskimos lead the Calgary Stampeders heading into the second half by 14. Second half kickoff coming up from the CFL on TSN.
Team has the lead at halftime in the rematch between the Stamps and the Eskimos. Let's go down to the sidelines. Ryan Rashags with Dave Dickinson.
Dave, I know you expected the Eskimos to change things up a little bit heading into the second game of this doubleheader. What did they do differently as far as the run goes? Just 16 yards on the ground for you.
We just haven't had the ball, and we're not executing either. I mean, they're basically playing zones. We're just not making any plays. Give them credit. They put it to us the first half. First chink in our armor we've seen in a long time. Hopefully our guys respond, come out and play a good second half.
Tough to give up a play like that on the first offensive play against. How do you think your team responded when that happened?
To me, it's not good, but it's one play. Let's move on. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of resiliency out of the team today. We look like the tired team. We got to pick it up.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
Always get the straight goods from Dave Dickinson, don't you?
Yeah, and can I just say that, you know, the players totally respect that. I mean, it's not berating players or picking one or two out. Dave Dickinson just said it like it is, which is they look like the tired team between the two of them, and he wants to see them respond in this second half.
Well, there haven't been many shaky halves for Calgary this season. Kenzel Doe gets tagged by Singleton, maybe to set an early tone for Calgary, but out comes Mike Riley after a spectacular first half.
Well, and Riley knows they've got to keep the pedal to the metal, especially against this Calgary team and Bo Levi Mitchell. Been down that road enough. I mean, this is only the one in the last 9-10 games versus Calgary and in Edmonton that they've won that last year.
Couple of touchdown passes in the first half, just 6 in the previous 6 games. That ball tipped and was up for grabs momentarily. There were 4 knockdowns last week by that Calgary front. They get their hands on one early here in the second half.
Yeah, probably a coaching point from Devon Claybrooks. You know, just guys, if you're not getting there, just get your hands up and try and get in the throwing line.
Second knockdown of the season for Micah Johnson. Eskimos 8 for 13 on second down conversions in the opening 30 minutes. 4-man rush, time, and then time expired, and Junior Turner gets home for the sack, and Turner has his second of the season. So there's the start that Calgary wanted.
Yeah, and look how Tommy Campbell decided he got beat on that first play of the game by Darrell Walker on that deep post. This time he says, I'm going to get up there and play physical, play on the line of scrimmage, not give Darrell Walker any room on this second down, and was step for step with 87.
Grant Shaw blasts the punt. He drives Finch all the way back inside his 30. Finch with the over the shoulder, and now on the return brings it back to the 45, but what an enormous punt. 66 yards by Grant Shaw.
Now this might be Devon Claybrooks saying to his secondary, hey, play press coverage. This was a sack on second down by the Calgary Stampeders. And if you're going to play press coverage and not give a lot of room to Darrell Walker, that's when the quarterback holds the ball a split second longer. That's when your defensive line can get home.
Turner, 6-year man out of Bishops. So they get a 2-and-out to start. Now Bo Levi Mitchell will try and follow up with a drive. He's in some trouble. Dumps it off, and Messam, he'll go to work and gets dragged down at the 49-yard line. Dion Lacey with the tackle.
That's a good tackle by Lacey, because more times than not this year, Jerome Messam has made that guy miss or run over him when it's just one-on-one in the open field. He tries to help and chip and then is the relief valve, but One-on-one open field tackle. Lacey gets him to the ground.
Yeah, contained Messam for 4. 2nd and 6. 4-man rush underneath. The pass is caught by Cote, and that should be a first down right at the stick. He got close to the midfield stripe, and we might require a measurement.
Dion Lacey leads the Edmonton Eskimos in defense plays this year coming in. He gets involved in another tackle, back-to-back tackles for Lacey. He's 5th in the CFL with 69 defensive plays. #1 on his team, and he got off to a slow start. This is the first year that he is a full-time starter on the defensive team. Great special teams player the last couple of years.
Just by the nose of the football. Back-to-back tackles for Lacey, who did not register one in the first half, but now has 60 on the year.
An interception early this game. Just the 6th from Bo Levi Mitchell all season.
Stamps on first down, handed off Messam right side, and he got tripped up when it looked like a hole had opened up. Looked like Brandon Thompson got him around the ankles.
That's when you're at DB and you're Brandon Thompson weighing 188. That's what you're aiming for. You're aiming for Jerome Messam's ankle. Just grab that right foot, tripped him up.
Stamps 4 for 11 on 2nd down conversions. Mitchell time got Bakari Grant in behind. He gets hooked down by Koshi Mwamba. That's a penalty tagged on to a big gain to Grant, and Calgary's in business.
Well, that major foul, even face mask. Calgary #8. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
I'm just wondering if that could be an add-on unnecessary roughness as well when you can. That was.
Hey, objectional conduct.
There it is.
81, Calgary. Go back 10 yards.
Oh, they're calling for something he said afterwards. But that one was. I mean, there was no attempt.
That's a dangerous play.
That's a dangerous play, and the official has the option there to not only call the face mask, that's obvious, but to also give him unnecessary objectionable conduct. Unnecessary roughness.
Grant gets the penalty for signaling for a flag. That's an automatic call. But under those circumstances.
Yeah, and that's not the signal that you get called for a penalty. You get called for a penalty when a receiver is making the flag motion. Grant didn't make the flag. Did he make the flag motion?
Thought he did enough to. So the penalty went half the distance and now brought back 10. And the result is first down at the 20.
I don't know about this. I mean, there are time and place when the official's being taunted with the flag motion. That was a violent face mask, and you just saying, hey, come on. That's not a penalty. That is not a penalty on Bakari Grant.
First red zone for the Stamps. Get right back in it if they can convert. Mitchell steps up, open in the end zone, and he missed. Rob Cote. Doesn't miss many open men like that.
Yeah, he's the tight end right here, and he's just going to shoot through. Boy, he is open in behind the linebackers. Mitchell missed him.
2nd and 10. Here comes pressure. Lacey blitz it. Mitchell stepped up. Messam brought down around the 10-yard line. It's like he may be just short. See where they spot the football. Had to get to that 10-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and inches.
Dickinson will bring in the big boys, the Elephant team, and just show you again, Bo Levi Mitchell negotiating this pocket as he does so well. It feels pressure up the middle from Dion Lacey, just sidesteps that, steps up a little bit, drops it to Messam. Go ahead and go for it here, just inches away.
University of Calgary product. Andrew Buckley handles the short yardage and dropped the ball, and I don't think they got there, but Edmonton jumped, so academic
plus remove. If it is against Edmonton, it'll move it to the 5-yard line. Let's take a look. Oh, it looked like it might have been early movement.
Yeah, Shane Bergman may have been the first to move. The left guard shot out of there.
Procedure. Calgary left guard. It's 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Now, they must have halted play because I don't think Buckley got there. And under the circumstances, Edmonton might have been able to decline the penalty and get the turnover on downs, but I guess the whistle blew to stop play. So Paredes looking to start a new streak. It ended after 32 consecutive late in the first half on a miss from 47 on the final play. And he is back through the uprights. And now it's an 11-point Edmonton lead. Just a reminder, your later tackle hunger drive tomorrow at BMO. So fans going to watch the Ticats, the Argos, bring some canned goods along with you. How about the Ticat fans on Monday? They set the new high for the season. I think off the top of my head, something like 120,000 pounds. So congrats to the Ticat fans for taking the league lead in that department. Eskimos start at the 35, and an incompletion will set up 2nd and 10.
I guess that's one of his first football games, little fan. Yeah, it's starting sort of for Edmonton like last Monday, which is getting in those 2nd and long situations in this second half.
2 and out on their first possession. 2 and out here, and the momentum would continue in Calgary's favor. Here comes pressure. Riley steps up, and Darius Bowman will take care of that with a first down at midfield.
As soon as a quarterback as athletic as Mike Riley steps up in the pocket like that, especially a guy who's a threat to run like Riley, Bo Levi Mitchell will negotiate the pocket. Riley is a threat to run. So the DBs that are in coverage down the field, they freeze. They take a look and they hesitate.
Boy, that run game has been stuffed again. It's Brandon Smith on a run blitz, and John White gets up slowly.
He loves the contact, but he's been slamming it in there. I mean, he has just been absolutely attacking the middle, trying to just pound it through the middle all game long, and he's taken a bunch of big hits like this.
Brandon Smith from his defensive halfback spot, and he led the Stamps in the first half in tackles with 4. Makes another big hit here. Pre-play. Riley's got time and looks downfield and overthrows Bowman. But again, Calgary looked offside on the play.
Offside, Calgary, number 39. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Couple for Hughes, and John White off to the sidelines to get attention. So Kelvin McCarty will take over. Taking a look at the left shoulder. So 2nd and 5. And it's Bowman with the catch, trying to get outside, and a good sure tackle by Ciante Evans. But it looks like Bowman's got enough for the first down.
Well, he tried to help Bowman with the spot. He moved the ball about a yard ahead of where the official put his foot down. The official split the difference and has the right spot. Tried to spin out of this tackle by Ciante Evans, who does get him down and will hold him short, it looks like. But just short. They might even measure this.
Yeah, the stick's coming out. Ball placed just inside the 45, and the marker on the far side of the field was in about the same spot. So if not, it's very close. Couple chain links left.
One of our cameramen, Phil Jr., was down there right getting a shot at that measurement just inches away. He hustles with that camera. That camera on his shoulder, Phil LaPlante Jr., is 27.5 pounds. He'll go right into the huddle in between plays, hustle back up. You don't see that shot in the NFL. He's getting right in the huddle and then hustles as they break the huddle to get to the sideline. He runs 1,000 yards or more in a football game.
So one guy in the cruising shape. There's one.
Gets some great shots.
Mike Riley staying in on short yardage again. That trend has continued, and good surge there, led by the center, Justin Sorensen, Matt O'Donnell, Simeon Rotier, and they plow to a first down.
And here comes Phil. Phil Jr. in there. He's taking his shots, getting Riley in the huddle.
775. He call plays.
They're not mic'd up. He's just, look, he's still, and they're on the line of scrimmage now.
You better get going, Phil.
And now he's going to bolt, and there he goes.
They went no huddle. Riley with time, looks sidelines, open man, and Darrell Walker has another catch and a first down.
I just love the timing when it's done right on an out route between receiver and quarterback. Push the DB so he turns his hips like you're going deep, break it out, the ball arrives on time. And there's Junior's camera getting a close-up of Darrell Walker.
14 more for Darrell Walker. Excuse me, 15 and 142 in the game. And that pass on the money to Getzlaff with another first down at the 15. Chris Getzlaff has his third catch.
Right now, Edmonton on this series is starting to get a little bit of help right here on Charleston Hughes off the edge. This time it's going to be Corey Watson, the receiver. He's going to come up and chip, just help out a little bit with the tackle, DeAnthony Batiste, just to slow down number 39 so that Mike Riley can deliver a strike.
8 300-yard game on the year for Riley at 323, and a fake to McCurdy into the hands of Walker. First man misses, and then he is pulled down. Joe Burnett, the former Eskimo, stepped up when it looked like Walker might have a lane to the end zone.
Part of the reason that was such a great move is how low he got to the ground. As a tackler, tough to get to his legs when he's got his upper body bent down and low to the ground like that. Across the body, Joe Burnett.
Walker now within a yard of last year's totals. Second down. Riley looked one way, dumps it off the other, and McCarty not going anywhere. Junior Turner steps up, and Calgary's defense comes up with a stop.
Yeah, Junior Turner here is just playing ball. I mean, this is never giving up on the play because this is not his responsibility. Lines up in the interior here, right over center, Justin Sorensen. But as Mike Riley tries to scramble around, then he becomes defensive back linebacker and comes up and makes a tackle on the running back in the open field. He's just playing football there. His job was to rush the passer. He ended up being a cover linebacker.
And McCarty shaken up, so the replacement for the injured John White now needing attention. And that could be an issue. So Sean White awaiting a short field goal attempt, but not before Kelvin McCarty gets attention. Eskimos have a 7-point lead. They have a 6-minute advantage in time of possession, but it feels like the momentum has really shifted here in the second half.
Yeah, turnovers obviously part of this game, but yeah, you get the sense that even though it has certainly not been Calgary's best effort here tonight, that they've hung around. And Mike Riley hasn't been able to put the pedal to the metal in that third quarter, and now we've got a ball game, one possession, and it's going to go down the wire.
Understand members of your team are here for this game.
Yeah, a special hello. That's right there in that section. And here, right here is Major Brad Steele of the 417 Squadron. Got 11 squadron members down here. That's the commanding officer. want to say a special hello and thanks to the Edmonton Eskimos for helping me get them down from Cold Lake to see a football game. That's the first for Major Brad Steele's first CFL game here tonight.
They fly down on the CF-18s?
No, but I think they did on their choppers, the Griffins.
Great to have them here, and it was an honor to have them in the booth prior to the game. Not
Great
sure
guys.
they had to salute you, but that was a nice gesture.
Great group of people that work real hard.
And they're getting to see an interesting football game.
Absolutely.
Stampeders are dialing it up here. First down at midfield. Early fourth quarter, Mitchell in some trouble, and Hunt does get enough of them for his first sack back. After leading the Canadian Football League in sacks in 2010 with 16.
And then 5 years down in the National Football League, comes back. I know that the concern for Jason Moss was the fact that he would be probably a little out of game shape coming back after missing a year, but good bull rush there on Derek Dennis. Gets the sack, and a good decision at the end of it by Odell Willis not to fall on Bo Levi Mitchell and draw a penalty.
3 years with the Philadelphia Eagles, might have been longer, but an ACL injury cut that short. Then he moved on to the Detroit Lions, and Eskimos adding him with the injury to Marcus Howard. But look at that money throw.
Wow.
And a huge conversion to the second down master for the Calgary Stampeders, Markway McDaniel.
Just complete calm composure. Reminds you a little bit of when Dave Dickinson played, and that's why I said earlier in the game that these guys think the game similarly. Takes a sack, doesn't get flustered by it at all. That was a pinpoint accurate throw in traffic.
Daniel did not have a second down conversion catch last week. That's 24 on the season for him among the leaders. Bakari Grant to catch. He gets swarmed by Lacey and Watkins.
See Philip Hunt getting back to the huddle there. He's trying to suck wind right now. He's walking back to defense. He's going to might get rotated out. No, he's got to go back in. Mike Benavides saying, give me one more play on this second down.
Yeah, they were saying he might be playing with a low fuel tank.
He's trying to get it. He's still got his hand on the kid. Get down that 4-point now.
Showing pressure, and they jump. Let's see if Calgary drew them offside.
Well, you could tell with the big men that if the hands get on the hips, they're getting tired.
Procedure. Calgary, number 68. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
68, Roman Grossman, who's into the game. So it'll be 2nd and 10. Bo Levi Mitchell's heated up in the second half.
Yeah,
10 for 11. 144. Early movement. Lucombre Williams came out of his stance.
Timeout. Calgary.
And a timeout prior to that. So a timeout saves a procedure call on back-to-back plays.
Well, it also gives Mike Benavides a chance to maybe get the rotation he wants defensively. He's going to leave Philip Hunt out there. Philip Hunt now twice has tried to get to the sideline to get a breather, and Mike Benavides has waved him back out there both times. Now Armando Sewell is saying, okay, man, you got to suck it up right now. Dig down. Second and long.
Second and 10. Take the swing pass underneath. It's Durant. There is a flag down. Durant close to a first down, but let's find out.
Now, this is holding on the Calgary offensive line. This is a major mistake.
And it is.
Should never get a holding call on a screen pass. Screen pass for the offensive line is a punch, a 2 count, and then let the D-line go. Holding on
Legal
a screen.
block, hands to the face. Calgary.
Okay,
number
that's
68.
That's different.
10-yard penalty. Still second down.
That's a slip and a mistake.
So it's a rookie mistake. That's the youngster in his first year. Roman Grossman out of Concordia. Looks like he's in for Shane Berkman here in the ever-shuffling offensive line. 9 different starters on the offensive line for this group this year, and they lead the league by a wide margin in sacks allowed with only 10 coming into this game. Second and long, and it's Finch. Got a little room here, and Finch breaks a tackle, and he gets close.
Right to the marker.
Brandon Thompson with the stop. And let's see where they mark it. Finch shaking up.
This is a special play. They work on a play like this, and it's like Finch is grabbing his knee. That's not a good sign, but he starts in the backfield, and this is all designed to give it to a pure punt returner in the open field and let us do his thing with just 3 or 4 defenders rather than a whole punt cover team.
So they convert on that second and long, but
got rolled on there.
Finch gets the first down and an extra yard, but the punt returner is in some difficulty getting attention and will step aside.
Can come back all the way and win it. That last play on 2nd and 20, a 21-yard gain by Finch could be the play of the game.
Good to see that Finch gets a little weight on that leg and off to the sidelines under his own steam.
Bounce back half for Mitchell.
Oh, first down and a fake to Messam and wide open end zone. Daniels touchdown. Tavares Daniels with a pair of touchdowns in the second half, and they're a convert away from a tie.
Play action here to Jerome Messam, who has not been nearly as big a factor in this one as he was on Labor Day. But that's not really the issue. That's just a bust in the coverage. You can see the reaction downfield by Patrick Watkins.
Sluggish through the first half, but Stampeders finding a way and are right back in it. 9 plays, 68 yards. The convert for Brenes. And it's 2020, early fourth quarter of the rematch. Tavares Daniels becoming a key factor.
Mistakes. This is a cover 3 zone for the Edmonton Eskimos. All 3 of these guys have got to be deep, and Marcel Young here, the number 3 player I just marked, gets caught looking back in the backfield and not getting his depth in the outside third like his teammates. That's why Patrick Watkins, who's got the short zone, turned around with his hands up going, whoa, where was my deep help over the top? Marcel Young, the veteran, got caught.
Eskimos have had trouble protecting leads. It's happened again here. Up by 14 in the second half. Back-to-back touchdowns, and now Mike Riley and company have some heat on them because of another silencer from Daniels.
Yeah, just quietly going about his business, isn't he? Not a lot of talk, just go and get it done. Straight go route for him. Takes advantage of a bust in the 3D zone. Watch the reaction of Patrick Watkins when he looks for his deep man and goes, wait, what? He puts his hands up like, oh, I'll be back there.
So the touchdown after the fumble by White, the souvenir for a Calgary fan here, and Darius Bowman is able to get back beyond the line of scrimmage when it looked like he might be dropped for a loss.
Each force got bounds at the 34-yard line, the 5-yard gain.
So second and medium.
Well, the things change for this offense. I mean, how can you go to John White, who's been holding his shoulder between plays every single time and basically is right now until the snap of the ball? I mean, how do you go to him? Takes away your run game.
And you can see the facial expression. He's not comfortable. Second down. Riley throws complete. Bowman will move the chains. Tommy Campbell with the tackle.
Again, Calvin McCarty in the locker room injured after John White was initially injured to that shoulder. He's really suffering through it.
Left arm hanging a bit.
Could affect protections too. Devon Claybrooks might just try and send more blitz and see if he can take on a blitzing linebacker.
Fake to White on a roll. There's another pass knocked down, this one by Alex Singleton, as we head to the sidelines for a running back update from Ryan Rashog.
Yeah, Chris, just got an update from the Eskimo staff. Kelvin McCarty, as we saw, walking off the field, then headed to the dressing room limping. He will not be back this afternoon. I can tell you that they were not working on John White before this last series on the sidelines. It looks to be a shoulder injury, but they weren't doing any more work with him, and he remains in the game, though, as you guys have pointed out, not doing a whole lot in there right now.
2nd and 10. White releases, pressure on. Riley not going to get it away. Swarmed again. There's Hughes and Turner, and down goes Riley.
Looked like just 3-man pressure there. It didn't look like 1, 2, and 3, and you've got Charleston Hughes. He was the third, just 3-man pressure got there.
39 gets his 8th sack of the year, and that's number 80 in his career.
Charleston Hughes just melts the edge sometimes. I mean, some guys blow up the edge, some guys get up there and make a move. He just kind of melts it down until he gets closer to the quarterback and then close enough to bring him down.
So sacks 2-1 in favor of Calgary now. Shot a punt. Lamar Durant back in place of the injured Finch. 42-yard punt, and Durant looks good on the return. Up around the 50. Good field position. Momentum is swung. Calgary with a pair of touchdowns, and now on defense, a big sack to put it back in Bo Levi Mitchell's hands.
Well, I hope they're better than they were last year. Saw a few games live. With tailgating down in Nashville.
Good opener with the Broncos outlasting the Panthers. Here's Messam trying to repeat the 4th quarter we saw on Monday.
Chris,
big collision there.
That was a big play on that sack. 3-man pressure, and Charleston Hughes. I want to show you one more time from a different angle. You don't see him right now, but watch how Charleston Hughes melts the edge here. He's going to push Batiste in, melt it in, and then react which way Mike Riley goes. If he goes up, it comes under. If he goes around, it goes high.
Back-to-back carries for Messam. Back-to-back 5-yard carries and a first down. Mentioned he had 64 4th-quarter yards on Monday and a couple of touchdowns.
Well, it's good on Dave Dickinson to stick with it, even though Jerome Messam has been much less of a factor. I mean, the big boys up front open up a big lane for him there.
Just 8 for 31 in the game, but it's a big first down. Stamps at the Eskimo 50. Mitchell sets up the screen. It's Messam again. And Deion Lacey helps bring him down, but close to another Calgary first down.
Take a look at the play here. Armando Sewell is going to go on a little bit of a stunt here, and he's going to end up in the A-gap in between guard and center. A little spin move inside there, and that plays right into the screen play. Defensive line aren't watching, and they screen it behind him.
Mitchell over 300. That's the 9th time this year. Buckley short yardage, and he gets plenty for another Calgary first down.
Yeah, by the way, 9th time over 300 yards for Mitchell. That leads the CFL. He was 2nd in yardage coming in this week. 2nd, I believe, in 30-plus plays, or 1st in that category, yes.
Didn't look like he'd have a shot at 300 in this game the way the first half was going, but this is the Stampeder team we recognize.
And good teams make adjustments as well.
And now the Edmonton D has to dig in and play doesn't
Timeout
get off.
violation. Calgary, number 19. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
A mistake there that sets up 1st and 15.
Yeah, coming into this game, take a look at these two quarterbacks. Are they the best in the league? Zach Collaros in that conversation as well, too. But yardage 1st and 2nd. Riley 1st, Mitchell 2nd. They were tied in TDs for 1st. 8 is 1st in 300-yard gain. Mike Riley 2nd.
1st and 15, and pressure coming from Odell Willis. Mitchell escapes, directs traffic, and then elects to throw it away.
By both receivers, both coming back around 5 or 6 yards between them, and defenders all around. That would have been forcing it. 50-50 chance that's intercepted. So a good decision by Mitchell to throw it away there, but it sets up another 2nd and a bunch.
On the last touchdown drive, they converted 2nd and 20. Looking to convert on 2nd and 15. Eskimos need a stop. Pressure. This time they get him back across midfield. An enormous sack, and Philip Hunt has another.
Well, Mitchell can't take the sack here. I mean, it would have been a long field goal attempt if they didn't get any yards where the line of scrimmage was. Real long attempt, but even a 4 or 5 yard gain puts it into field goal range to take the lead in this one. Huge sack here as the two working together, Armando Sewell and Philip Hunt.
There's the punt by Mavert. Driving Doe back near the goal line, and he'll get bounced out around the 12-yard line.
Go back and show you that sack. It was a big one. Maybe the play of the game for the Eskimos. There they are on top. Armando Sewell, Philip Hunt. Look at this. Up and around, working on Derek Dennis. That's the rip move with the inside arm.
Hey, D-line. That's the D-line right there, baby.
Kenzel Doe was criticized for fielding a punt in Labor Day and not letting it go in the end zone. Do you give up the go-ahead point for field position, or was that the right call? We'll start at the 14. And the catch made. There's Walker with another catch. 6th of the game for him.
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, this is one of those situations where you give up the point. That's the go-ahead point. And even though it's only 1 point, you're chasing, although they'd love to have that 20 yards of field position.
Yeah, that's a tough call, isn't it?
Yeah, that one it is.
8 for Walker, 2nd and 2, and they'll try and sneak for it. By the way, you see Mike Miller has come into the game at the running back spot for John White, and in Miller's case, it will be the blocking back spot.
Yeah, and they'll probably be telling him his assignment in the huddle as they break, because he's been playing a little bit back there.
Going to have a measurement, I believe, as they bring the sticks out. Are we going to have 3rd down or not? Riley sneaking without John White in the backfield, and it's going to be short, 3rd and an inch or 2.
Is on the sideline. They've got Shaq Richardson playing the wide side corner, and Darius Bowman's lined up on him right now.
Matchup to watch, but first they got to get that inch or 2 on the sneak behind Justin Sorensen. There's the surge that should get it done. 1st down, and now that game within a game with Bowman isolated against Richardson will be an interesting one.
Bowman looking to the bench, hoping he gets the call right now. He just saw, he's going, yeah, how about me? Let's do this play.
How about the 3-minute warning first to get everybody on the right page? Tie game in the rematch.
Darrell Walker is now the wideout on Richardson. See if they test that area.
Josh Bell shooting over that way. Riley back. Throws the other way. Corey Watson. And there's Tommy Campbell stepping up on him, and a short gain on first down. Couple for Watson. Making his third catch of the night.
The crowd here in Edmonton obviously going to be quiet while their offense is on the field, but the Calgary Stampeders in this second half have taken them out of it.
Eskimos trying to avoid falling below 500. Second and long, maybe a free play, and looks downfield, and that ball is incomplete. Intended for Getzlaff, who drew a crowd. Looked like Calgary jumped.
Calgary number 95. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
That's Jagarrett Davis.
Yep, little hop into the neutral zone. Hard count by Mike Riley.
Juan Claybrook's defense has held Mike Riley to just 3 points here in this second half. Second and 3. Run game really not an option. Watson not going to get there. Tommy Campbell, and when there's no threat of a run, it helps that defense rally to the football, doesn't it?
And there's Tommy Campbell, who has not had his best game tonight. It's going to go to Watson here, but he hasn't had his best game. But when the Stamps need it the most, he steps up and makes a big play in the open field. I mean, there was some room for Watson to pick up that first down. But Campbell, who gets his guys lined up, that short side corner, and then steps up, recognizes it quickly, and shoots the gap without being blocked. It's a big play.
So Grant Shaw to punt. That's Roy Finch back in the game, and that's a little bit of a surprise. And that's going to be a 15-yard no-yarder. Unless Finch just takes it beyond 15 anyway. He gets collared out of bounds by Grant Shaw, but took that on the fly, draws the penalty. Bo Levi Mitchell's got terrific field position.
No yards.
With under 2 minutes left.
43. It's a 15-yard penalty, first down.
So Neil King draws the no yards penalty.
Big one. That's a big penalty.
Stamps in business.
At center field. And 2 first downs away from field goal range for the game winner. What they want to do is work this 147 off the clock, get there 20 yards, kick the winner, and get out of here with one. After a real shaky first half, they have the ball game in their control now.
Yeah, they've got the hammer. And speaking of the hammer, Jerome Messam pounds down to the 48.
Still have to convert. The Edmonton Eskimos are looking at basically 3 plays on defense. This second down, if Calgary can convert it, it's still too long for field goal range, depending on what kind of play is executed here.
Second and 3, and the Calgary fans like what they're seeing here.
Tavares Daniels again.
17 second half points. Here comes pressure, and that forced the hurried throw. Dion Lacey dialed it up. And a big defensive play for the Eskimos.
Dion Lacey didn't hide it, didn't disguise it. He just got there. Split the A-gap right down the middle. Forced a quick throw, incomplete. Willis out there in coverage. The defense gets the stop. They were put in a very difficult situation with the ball at midfield.
Or 2 and out, and the Stampeders won't try a field goal from midfield. Maver so adept at the pin. And this time, not any question. Doe's got to field it, and does. And a 46-yard punt brought back across the 10-yard line. Another long field. Well, it started with a long field for Mike Riley, and he opened the game with a 104-yard touchdown pass to Darrell Walker. Even a field goal will do the job here, but this offense has been stuck in neutral most of the second half, and without a running back with the injuries to both John White and Calvin McCarty.
Both teams with a timeout remaining.
They're going straight to, nope, Mike Miller, excuse me, is in the backfield, so 5 receivers set. Quick hitter Bowman got the catch, and now has a first down.
Get out of bounds there.
Dragged down by Jamar Wall.
Clock will start when they whistle it in. 3 receivers to that left side. He just throws it to the middle one. Finds a soft spot. Now got to get the sprint to that sideline. Get out of bounds.
Nope. 89 for Bowman on the game. 15 there. First down. At the 28. Short drop. Slant pattern. Incomplete. Walker couldn't hang on, and pretty good defense from Shaq Richardson.
Yeah, great play. Shaq Richardson out of Arizona. In for Ciante Evans, injured in the second half. He just timed that.
Jason Moss going to challenge here. 7 of the last 10 rematches decided by a touchdown or less. It's going to be.
Edmonton is challenging that there's defensive pass interference on their number 87.
Let's take a look.
Well, yeah, that was Darrell Walker on their receiver number 87. So yeah, it was the play to Shaquille right here on the slant, and I thought the timing when I saw it live was very good by Richardson. Ball on its way around the top. Slowing it down that much distorts it a little bit, but I'll tell you what, that timing looked pretty good to me.
Probably best to view this in regular speed.
Slant and knockdown.
I think it depends on what color jersey you're wearing, because he might be there a fraction of a second early, but does he get that margin of error? It's a bang play, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. A bang play.
After review, there's no defensive pass interference on the play. Edmonton is charged with their timeout. They are out of challenges and out of timeouts. Second down.
Richardson wasn't sure they're in the right box. He said, wait, did they just go? Oh no, I got it. Okay.
Yeah. He was ready to argue.
Yeah. Said, what? No, that wasn't. Yeah, when it's that close, where you have to slow it down to super slow motion speed to show that it was just a fraction early. No, I mean, bang, good knockdown, and second and long.
Well, here's 2nd and 10, and if they don't convert, Stampeders have a timeout, would get it back in field goal position. Flag comes down. Riley takes off, looking for that stick, and lunging for the first down. But what's the flag?
Matt O'Donnell says it's against Calgary.
And it is against Calgary, and
if Riley got the first, he'll take the play.
That's an enormous conversion for Mike Riley.
What a dive, and just stretches to it.
Just going to confirm here that he did
offside. Calgary on 93. Pending a measurement, will decide whether to apply the penalty or not.
Okay, so they're We're blocked by the Eskimo bench to see exactly where this has been marked out.
I'll just show you why that Riley got out there in the middle there. Alex Singleton has to kind of jump around that pile of Micah Johnson down on the field and misses his angle there on Riley. Now, if he has the first down, they'll take the play.
Looked like with the reach that he was going to have it handily, it was not that decisive. And
if it's a yard or more than a yard. First down.
That's a big first down.
And Jason Maas burned his time out on the challenge when he lost.
After measure, we have Calgary. Offside, number 93 is declined. It's first down.
Riley at 385 yards passing, and now he has 33 on the ground. Last year, the Eskimos won this game and ran the table after that.
Darrell Walker on the short side, the first time in this series, down at the bottom of your screen.
First down, 38-yard line. And he may take off again. Gets away from one, but not the second. Micah Johnson holding on and making sure Riley doesn't get away.
Real wide splits by the ends for Calgary and Charleston Hughes, and they're just crashing down from the outside. Look how wide the ends are here for Calgary, and they just get those angles and they collapse the pocket. Like I said, with Hughes, it's more melting the pocket down, getting chipped, and they force him to step up.
Third sack of the game for the Stamps defense. Second and about 10 and a half. Riley comes in. Ball is caught. Bowman the catch. Not sure it's enough. Let's see. This may require measurement too.
Well, if it does, it favors Edmonton. They get a chance to work on a play. They were going to get up to the line of scrimmage quickly before it was blown in and the clock starts because Bowman didn't get out of bounds, but they will measure now, which gives Mike Riley a chance to call a play in the huddle.
But if they're short, they have to spend time here well out of field goal range and
get the first, yeah.
To get the first before they run another play.
Nope. Looks like it's first down.
Well, that's important. That saves them wasting a play on a quarterback sneak.
Darius Bowman's been waving a couple of times now to the bench to get a play called that has number 4 as the primary target.
That clock's going to start to roll. They need about 17 yards.
You can't lose any time after a measurement. Snap it when it's blown in. There you go.
There we go. Pocket collapsing. Gets it away. See if Miller can get out of bounds. I don't think he did. Singleton with the tackle at midfield.
And they're waving or shaking. The officials are shaking their head that he didn't get out of bounds. That was the question. Signals coming in from the backup quarterbacks here, and James Franklin and Jordan Lynch.
Riley over 400. They won't try a 62-yarder. They've got to get something here and have time on the clock over the middle. Incomplete. And now 4 seconds to go, but there is a flag.
Wow, if this is on the Calgary Stampeders,
it's enough to bring Sean White on.
Gives him a shot at it.
It's 10-yard penalty and a first down.
It's illegal contact. Calgary 35, Shaq Richardson.
So that gives the Eskimos the opportunity to try the game-winning field goal.
There he is, number 35. Past the 5 yards. You can't contact past 5 yards. That's a good call by the official. Doesn't matter that he wasn't the intended target. Straight up contact. 10 yards down the field gives Sean White an opportunity.
Didn't get an attempt last week on Labor Day. Here from 52 out to win. 2 for 4 from over 50. 52 is his long of the season. Sean White for the victory. It is up, but it's no good. And now Finch will try and return it. And he gets nailed by O'Donnell beyond the 20, but we're going to go to overtime. the Labor Day rematch to extra time at Commonwealth. Fifth overtime game of the year, and neither team a stranger to it. Both the Stampeders and Eskimos have been involved in 2 of these already this year. Eskimos beating Saskatchewan, losing in the season opener against Ottawa. A tie game between the Red Blacks and Calgary, and then that Tommy Campbell interception that nailed down a win for the Stampeders in a thriller against the Lions, 44-41.
With the visiting team gets a choice of offense or defense first. Okay. We're going to flip for it. We're going to flip for it. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. We're going to flip for it. And then the other team chooses where we play. If we're not done on the one side, we go do the same to the other. Okay. You have to go for 2 points. You have to score a touchdown. Okay. You're the visiting team. You will call a coin. Okay.
I think J.C. Sherritt was worried that the visitors were going to get a chance to choose the choice, but it's only the coin that they get to choose.
Team logos heads, team logos tails. The call is heads. Heads is the call. Do you want to go offense or defense first? Defense first, and we're going to play down here.
So Rob Cote wins the coin toss, and
so 2 mini games. Offense will be Edmonton first mini game from the 35-yard line going in. If they score, Calgary has to match or better to get to the second mini game. If they match, if they give up a field goal here and score a touchdown, game over in mini game 1.
Mike Riley over 400 in the game. By the way, that puts him back on 6,000-yard pace, but that's the least of his concerns right now.
Calgary Stampeders score on defense here. Game over. Which we haven't seen, I don't believe. Not games that we have done.
No.
Interception, pick 6 for a winner in overtime. I know Edmonton fans are saying, stop jinxing Mike Riley. Let's play some overtime.
So first up, Edmonton. Riley short drop. He's got Bowman on the slant. And there's a first down to start. Darius Bowman over 100, like his running mate Darrell Walker.
Well, Bowman does it in a very subtle and professional way to communicate to the bench and to the play caller and Jason Moss and his quarterback that he'd like to get involved, but finally got through to him, and first catch on this first play.
And Miller releasing from the backfield. They go to Walker on a similar style play, and he has a catch in front of Brandon Smith.
If I'm Devon Claybrooks right now, I might roll the coverage to both Darrell Walker and Darius Bowman. Well, now they're going to split them up. Put one on the short side down here at the bottom, and then Bowman up at the top.
About 8, 2nd and 2, and they've been sneaking that far. And Riley with a great surge off the right side behind O'Donnell, and Batiste has the first down.
If Devon Claybrooks wants to, he can take Brandon Smith and Tommy Campbell and roll them up so that they're up in the face of Darrell Walker and Darius Bowman down here. If they both line up down here, they can bring their guys up with help over the top. Let's see if they're going to do that or if they split them up. No, there's Bowman, and there is Darrell Walker.
Eskimos 0 for 2 in the red zone. First down. Riley, corner, incomplete as Bowman slipped. And a flag comes down, so maybe it wasn't a slip. And Tommy Campbell doesn't like it.
I thought pass interference, Calgary number 25. The foul occurred in goal. Will be first down on the 1-yard line.
Looked like to me that Bowman slipped, but there might have been contact. Oh, I see, he got that right arm up and pulled him forward. Then when he tried to turn around and come back, he slipped and went down.
Well, there was contact there. It's a 1st and goal on the 1.
Claybrooks left him in straight man-to-man with no help over the top.
And again, no running back. Well, Miller is, but it's Riley to keep. And on a second effort, he's in. Touchdown. Okay. Not initially, but he kept battling on the pile.
Went to their go-to receivers. There is Bowman. Darrell Walker put them together, got it to the goal line, and then Riley finishes it off. So they, second effort, they gave him a chance to battle it back. You see the ball cross the plate on that second lunge.
This will be reviewed. Not sure his knee didn't touch
Previous
down.
play, it's under review by the command center.
Tough to see in that massive humanity, but did his knee touch down before that second surge? Knee down there. And
you know, you're making a point here, Chris. Here's the reverse side. Might lose him on this one. And here's back to that shot that I think shows it the best. And if we stop it right when that knee touches, stop it there. There's his knee. I don't see the ball crossing the plane. They might bring this one back.
Didn't look like even his helmet had touched the plane. I don't think he's in.
Well, I think, you know, the only issue here is you can't physically see the ball. But you can tell that that ball is not across the line because you can see the line.
After review, the ball carrier was down by contact prior to the goal line.
Yep.
Second down at the 1 yard line.
Got it right. Corrected the play and got it right.
Well, you wonder if there's just any other call they might make here than a quarterback sneak based on the fact that John White or Calvin McCarty's not available.
Absolutely.
Hunter down again. They're going to sneak again, and this time, no question. Riley's in. Touchdown.
Yeah, there's no question, especially with a big physical Mike Riley. I mean, Mike Riley's 6'3", 230. This is a good call no matter what, even if you have healthy running backs. But this time it's over the left side. He goes a little bit wider outside the guard and right in behind his tackle in Tony Washington. And no question about that one. So they got to go for two.
And it can be the difference in an overtime whether or not you're successful on the 2-point attempts or not.
That's why Calgary, who won the toss in overtime, wanted to go second so they know exactly what they're dealing with. And now they know they need a major. And we'll see if they need the two just to extend it to the second minigame.
Walker to the far side. Bowman in tight on the near side of the formation. For two. Oh, what a catch! Great catch! Nathan Kuhar with as big a catch as he's ever made.
To throw it to that outside shoulder. I'm not sure he wants to throw it that far outside, but it didn't matter because Nate Kuhorn comes up with a great one.
Or did he?
Or did he? Did the point of the football touch the ground had he secured it?
He took a look at the official. Great catch.
Coach liked the catch. He thinks it's a catch.
And they're lining up. Well, hold on. Now they're going to have a look. They are going to have a look. And is that considered a trap?
Got to survive contact with the ground when you dive for the football and can't use the ground to help you secure the football.
Convert is under review by the command center.
Even Nate Kuhorn didn't look sure. What a spectacular attempt, but
I don't think there's any question. He used the turf to help him secure that.
And look at
he's wondering. Yeah, he's wondering.
Is it? And then he gets the signal. It's good.
let's take a look and see. Let's just see if this one's overturned.
Fans on their feet here.
They're going to say it is. They say he secured it against the shoulder pads. He was in the air. It looked like he used the ground to me.
So the Stampeders need 2 scoring plays to stay alive. They're starting to mess him in. He's cut down. Big play, J.C. Sheriff. The Stamps know what they're up against. They'll be playing 3-down football here.
Yep. And that's why you go second if you win the coin toss. What a play by Sherritt. J.C. Sherritt. Game's on the line. Your veterans step up. Dion Lacey was standing in the hole and Sherritt beat him to the tackle.
Second and 8. Mitchell out of the pocket on the run to the end zone. Jump! Incomplete for Curry Grant. Up against Cord Parks and a flag. And they're going to get a pass interference call.
Yeah, Cord Parks wasn't facing the ball, didn't look at it, and
Pass interference, Edmonton number 29. Foul occurred on goal, be 1 yard, first down at the 1-yard line.
So just as the Eskimos were set up on the 1, Calgary on a PI gets a first down at the 1 as well. Easily in, touchdown. Flag down, looked like the Eskimos were offside.
now comes the big play. If in fact this is against Edmonton.
Offside. Edmonton defensive line. Penalty is declined.
Entire line
Touchdown
lines
is
up
good.
offside, so
it comes down to this.
Comes down to a 2-point convert to extend this game. Coming into this, the Calgary Stampeders 4 of 7 2-point converts.
Need 2 to force round 2. They've been fighting back all night. Can they do it one more time? Mitchell steps up. Flags down. Incomplete for Daniels. Let's find out what the flags are all about.
Offside, Edmonton number 41. It's half the distance to the goal. We'll retry the convert.
So Odell Willis offside, and that gives Calgary the reprieve.
There you go. Fraction early.
Dave Dickinson wants a timeout on the field, and flag comes down as well. And I think the timeout was being called well before any infraction.
Delay of game. Calgary. It's 10-yard penalty. We retry the convert.
And that's why he wanted the timeout, because he saw the time count about to happen. Not sure why he didn't get the timeout. He was certainly demonstrative.
Yeah.
So now they've got to make it happen from the 12 to stay alive. Mitchell to the corner. Got it. Daniels again. 2 touchdowns and a 2-point convert. And we're going to round 2 in overtime. Not done yet. Dickinson pointing to him, saying, my fault. Back shoulder throw. Big game for Devers Daniels.
So now the Stampeders go first as they switch for round number 2. Get a look at the pass interference call that did set up the touchdown.
Well, take a look. We'll get this right at the end of the play here. And you see the Court Parks was already in contact before the ball arrived. He didn't look back, so he wasn't attempting to play the ball. It's not necessarily about the look back in it of itself, but defensive back playing the ball, the contact is different.
Mike Benavides imploring his defense. Haven't had an answer from Mitchell in the second half, nor in overtime after really holding them in check in the opening half of this game. It was 17-3 Edmonton at halftime. Calgary outscored Edmonton 17-3 in the second half. And now we're into round 2 of overtime. Back in the hands of Messam, and this time he shakes a tackle and pounds for a first down. Looks like we've got Junior Turner in at left guard. Roman Grossman had left late in the first half. Shane Bergman was injured. Excuse me, Grossman late in the second half.
See the 7 on the helmet. That's Junior Turner. So no running back for Edmonton.
Roster's getting thin. Gutting it out here. Mitchell backpedaling. Getting chased by Lacey, throws it away. Nobody around there, and Lacey in the ear of Mitchell at the end of that play.
Yeah, he only had receivers on the short side of the field. Calgary had Bakari Grant, Daniels, and Markway McDaniel down on the short side, but he was flushed out to the wide side and didn't have a receiver over there.
Well, 2nd and 10. Camps need a conversion to avoid having to settle for 3. Here comes pressure. Mitchell, though, has time. Has for Grant. Touchdown! Another money throw from Bo Levi Mitchell, and it's a 23-yard touchdown.
Boy, was it ever. Good time in the pocket for Mitchell. No pressure. Slides slightly to his left so he can see the throwing lane nicely, and he puts it right on Bakari Grant. Nice corner route, little waggle there off the line. Gets Marcel Young in a chase position. Can't throw it any better. How can they get the 2?
20th touchdown pass of the year for Mitchell. 4th touchdown catch for Grant. Looking for the 2-point conversion. It's away. Ball is incomplete. McDaniel couldn't hang on. Hoshi Mwamba there defensively.
Nice play.
And it's a 6-point lead.
Hoshi Mwamba out there just bothering Markway McDaniel enough that he can't secure this out route. Gets his hands in between, gets the tip, knocks it up there. McDaniel had a shot, but I think he tipped it again. Really nice defensive play. And hello.
Missed it twice, and Hoshi Mwamba into your living room.
Literally.
So now, the Eskimos They've got to match the touchdown. And if they do, they have a chance to win on the two-point convert. First things first. Oh, that would have been game, set, match. Singleton with the knockdown when he looked like he had an interception.
Covered a lot of ground there, too. Hiding right behind that goalpost. Watch how he reads it first, drops, and then now he's just tracking Miller out of the backfield.
Now Gray converted to 2nd and 10, and now Bowman with the catch, or is it? That ball popped loose, but they're ruling him down, and it's going to be 3rd and 2. Maybe, yep, 2. I was going to say maybe
3rd and
more
2,
than that, but
Chris and Mike Miller in the backfield, because no John White, no Calvin McCarty.
clutch tackle there by Brandon Smith. And they're not going to try and sneak. Well, maybe they will. As now Riley steps up. Nope, making the call. They've had a quarterback sneak a couple of times on 2-yard plays. And Dave Dickinson is going to challenge whether that was even a catch. Ball came loose. Or is he asking even if it's a fumble?
We're going Husker here.
Gives the Eskimos.
Calgary is challenging that there was a fumble with immediate recovery by them.
So he thinks it was a catch and a fumble.
Yeah, I wondered if they were even going to consider this a catch. Did he secure it long enough or not? That'll also be part of this ruling. I guess that's clearly a catch. It's down.
Yeah, he's down and it pops off his elbow and out. But Dave had to have a timeout. Obviously couldn't get it done in the first overtime session. Took the delay of game penalty. Didn't matter. They still scored and got the 2-point convert. He still had his timeout, which means he still has his challenge.
Contact of the elbow on the ground is
what caused
the fumble, but that also makes him down.
That one timeout carries over, and so he had it. And that means he still had his challenge. But I don't know he's going to win this. He's trying to put Edmonton, obviously, in 3rd and 10 instead of 3rd and 2.
No, he wants the ball in the game over. If it's a fumble
After
recovery.
review, the ball carrier was stopped. Prior forward progress. It is 3rd down.
All right.
Right there.
Not incomplete. Challenge the fumble. Yeah.
Dave shrugs. Oh, he gave it a try. And so that
still a long 2 yards from Mike Riley. Yeah.
Right. Boy, they got a couple of the best big play men in the league, but right now the big play is just getting 2. And in trouble, gets it away, incomplete. Intended for Corey Watson, and the Calgary Stampeders keep this roll going. A comeback, overtime victory, and now they're unbeaten in 10.
Boy, Darius Bowman was open. Riley couldn't get it to him because he had early pressure. And I think it's Joe Burnett, the former Edmonton Eskimo, who breaks downhill on this one and gets the knockdown. Singleton brings some pressure and flushes Riley. He gets hit, and look at the knockdown from 24.
Pocket was collapsing on Riley. Boy, Alex Singleton had a big night, didn't he? Time now for the Nissan Titan, official vehicle of the Canadian Football League.
Well, he's been playing for Joe West and Greg Wilson, and Vars Daniels had a big night. 6 catches, 113 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. And also huge in overtime.
And he's the Nissan Titan player of the game. And now the Stampeders moved to 9-1-1, 8th consecutive win, 4th straight victory on the road, and they did it the hard way. Stampeders don't usually beat themselves. Today they had to recover from a bad first half, a 14-point deficit, but they come up winners, and now the Eskimos drop to 5-6. It was a thriller of the rematch, 34-28. So long from Commonwealth.